Welcome back to the 24 Days of Personal Branding Challenge. It's day 22, finally. And today you'll learn how to put everything you've created throughout this challenge into your own personal brand kit. So you'll learn what a personal brand kit is, why you should have one, and how to create yours. So before we get into everything, a couple of reminders. We are going live inside of the PrettyAF Facebook community. We now have over 500 members in there, so welcome. Anyone that's new in here, I'm so excited. Thank you for coming in here. It's all female entrepreneurs, so I'm so excited to have you all here, have this community, and to be able to continue to serve you with these trainings. So that is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. PST inside of the community. I definitely want to do something fun for hitting that milestone. So if you have any ideas, let me know. And there's a new episode on the podcast every Tuesday and Thursday. On Tuesday is the recap short version of these trainings, and Thursday is the full training that I did the live on Tuesday from. And if you want to get all of the replays, all of the workbooks from the entire personal branding challenge, then be sure to click the link in the description or the show notes, depending on where you're watching or listening. And you'll just need to put in your name and your email, and you'll get access to everything. And you'll be able to log into my website and get the replays, get links to the full podcast, the short episodes, and all of the workbooks that I reference throughout this challenge. So let me just double check that we are recording everywhere. Okay, recording there. And we're live on Facebook. Okay, cool. Let me get my workbook. Okay. So what is a personal brand kit? A personal brand kit is a collection of all of your personal brand elements in one place, so it's easy to access for you, your team, and any partners that you work with. It allows you to stay on brand and to share how to stay on brand with others. Your personal brand kit includes the following: personal brand style guide, personal brand guidelines, photos, videos, designs, logos, etc. Your personal brand kit can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be, and it can evolve with you as time goes on. So it's basically a place inside of wherever you store your digital files. I use Google Drive primarily, and it's going to be a very organized way to hold all those different elements of your personal brand so that it's really easy for you to go there, get any content that you need, get any colors or fonts that you need, or that if you're working with a contractor or team member, or you're a speaker at an event, you'll be able to share these things with those different types of people, and they'll be able to stay on brand for you, align with your voice, align with who you are, without you always having to be the one doing all the work. So what are the benefits of having a personal brand kit? Number one is staying on brand. So having all your personal brand elements organized in one place makes it easier for yourself and others to create content that's on brand for you. So when you have all those elements in one place, it's really easy for you or your team to be able to go there, create whatever it is that they're creating, and have it align with your personal brand without having to think about it too much, right? Number two, it's going to save you and your team time. So don't go searching every time you need to add a logo to a document or you need your headshot. Having all your personal brand elements in one place will save you time in the long run. I feel like there's nothing more annoying than having to send people things multiple times, or searching for something yourself. Like if you had a logo created, or if you did a photo shoot and then you're like, where did I put those? Did I download them? Are they still in the person's link that they sent me? And then you're digging through emails. You don't want to be doing that. You want to have everything related to your personal brand in an easy to access place. And I'm going to walk you through how to do that today. Number 3, and the final benefit of having a personal brand kit, is to prevent brand errors. So keep your brand kit up to date so the old versions of your logo or outdated brand colors aren't accidentally used. So as your business and your personal brand evolves, your logo might change or your colors might change, and you don't want to have either yourself or someone you're working with accidentally be using the wrong version of something, like an old logo, and they put it on the PowerPoint for your speaking presentation, or they use your old color scheme, and then they're going to have to go back and fix that. You want it to be all in one place and keep that one place updated. So then anytime someone needs to make sure they're using the right colors or the right logo or font or whatever it is, it's all in that one place and there's not outdated versions in there being confusing, right? So as always, I'm working through a workbook in this training. If you want that workbook, just sign up for the free challenge and you'll be able to download it. You can print it or just put it on your computer or iPad and you can walk through it yourself. So here are the steps to creating your personal brand kit. Number 1, you're going to gather the following information and details that you have put together throughout the challenge. So, or if you already have these elements. So I'm going to walk through, there's a lot of days that there are different things that you're going to want to have. And I'm going to high level go through what is the list of things that you're going to want to put in your brand kit. So from the challenge day 3, it was all about choosing what your industry is. So you're going to want that name of what your industry is. From day 4, it's all about figuring out your niche. So you're going to want to have your niche. From day 5, you figured out your offer or your offers that you have. So you're going to want to have a list of those. From day 6, we talked about content pillars. So you should have your 3 to 5 content pillars. So you'll want to have those. From day 7, we worked on your values. So you'll want to have those 2 to 7 values that you chose. From day 8, you created your mood board for your personal brand. So you want to have that link to your mood board on Pinterest or the downloaded version if you created more of like a digital file in Canva or something. From day 9, we figured out your voice. So you're going to want to have the 2 to 5 personality traits and do's and don'ts for each one. Day 10, we wrote your social media bio. So you're going to want to have that social media bio. From day 11, we wrote your professional bio, that longer bio for you. So you're going to want to have that. Day 12, we figured out your audience. So you're going to want to have the details of your ideal client or customer. Day 14, we figured out your personal brand colors. So you're going to want to have those colors and the color codes for them. Also could have the names for them too. From day 15, we figured out your fonts. So you're going to want to have the downloaded, if you have it. If it's not something that's like already in Canva, there's some fonts you have to upload. You'll want to have those downloads, but you'll want to have at least the name of your header font, your subheader font, your body font, and then if you're using occasional fonts, you'll want those as well. From day 16, we created your writing style guide. So you'll want to have that style guide for your personal brand. Should be a PDF or a Google Doc, something like that. From day 17, we figured out what your stage name was or what you're going to publicly go by. So you'll want to have that. Day 18, we talked about photos. So if you've done any type of photo shoot, or taken photos or gone through your photos and put together the good ones, you'll want to have those. Same thing for day 19 with your videos. If you've created any videos, you'll want to have those. From day 20 was about your logo, your icons, and your favicons. So if you have any of those, you want to have all the versions of those readily available. And then from day 21, if you chose scents for your personal brand, you'll want to have the name of those scents. So it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of steps. So whatever you do have, just gather it so then you can have it all in one place and be ready to go putting it all into a brand kit. So then you can actually reference it and use it. On the next day in the challenge, I'm going to walk through how to actually use this brand kit. Today, I'm just going to talk about how to actually put it together. But it'll make it so that you're actually consistently using these things, because I know sometimes I'll spend time on something and put it together, and then it's like, I just forget about it and never go back to it. And I don't want you to do all this work and effort and then just not actually use the elements that you put together. So now that you've gathered all of that stuff, number 2, you're going to create a personal brand style guide document. So if you had a designer create your logo, then they may have already given you this. It would be the document that has your logos, your fonts, and your colors on it. If not, I created a template that you can copy in Canva. It's inside the workbook that I've talked about. So you would just download the workbook and click the link inside of that once you sign up for the free challenge. And you'll be able to create a copy of it inside of Canva, rename it to something that makes sense for you, and then you're going to fill in this information. So you're going to add your name to it. You're going to add your logos. You're going to add your font names. Let me look at it real quick. This is for the style guide. So yeah, it'll have your name at the top, and then it'll say style guide, and then it'll say brand colors, and then it has little squares that you'll put in each of the colors of your brand. And then under it, you can put the name of each color and their color code. Under that, you'll have brand fonts. So you'll be able to, it's repeated itself, go in and edit the brand fonts to whatever your brand fonts are, and you'll be able to actually change where it says what the brand font is to that brand font, so you can actually see it visually. And then on the next page, it has your logos. And then you can also add in, if you have favicons or anything else, you can add that in the bottom section. Okay. So once you have that, you will just download that PDF, and it's going to be one of the things you're going to end up putting in your brand kit, but just hold on to it for now. So number 3, you're going to create personal brand guidelines document. So this is pretty much a one-pager that explains your personal brand in a very simple way. So you can use this just to reference for yourself so that you can remember, so you don't go too far out of what your personal brand is. And then you can also use it when you're working with anyone that's creating content on your behalf or something promoting you. And they'll be able to really quickly understand what your personal brand is, what you do, who you are, those kind of things, without having a long drawn out conversation and you're saying things differently to different people. It's going to really help with that consistency and time saving. So I again created another template that you can copy inside of Canva. It's really basic, so you can also create your own. But if you want that, again, it's linked in the workbook. So the things that you're going to go in and edit on this document is your name. So obviously you're going to put whatever the name is that you're going to go by publicly. You're going to add in your titles. So however you reference yourself, depending on if you're a certain type of coach or you're a singer or you do multiple things, that kind of thing. That's what you're going to put there. You're going to add in your headshot or the photo that you're using for your profile picture, pretty much everywhere. You're going to add your personal brand statement. You're going to add your industry, your niche, a description of your ideal customer avatar, your scents, your values, your content pillars, and your offers. And then you're going to edit it to match your brand. So you're going to update the fonts to your fonts. You're going to update the colors to your colors. So then it'll look like it aligns with you and your brand. And then it's just this nice one pager that really describes your personal brand in an easy to consume, remember way. And I like referencing this when I'm like going to go out for a photo shoot or creating content or working with someone new. It just makes it really easy to get on the same page and make sure that you're creating things that make sense for your brand. So you're going to download that PDF as well and hold it. And we are going to now put everything together. So step number 4 is to actually put together your personal brand kit. So go to the digital filing system that you use. Like I said, I use Google Drive, but if you use something else, that's fine. I like Google Drive just because you can actually create documents inside of there. But of course, you can also always create PDFs and then upload them to whatever you're using. So you're going to create these 3 folders. Let me make this big. Okay. Yeah, so you're going to create, well, first you're going to create a folder that is your name and it says personal brand kit. So mine would be Azalee's personal brand kit, and that would be a folder. Inside of that folder, you're going to create 3 more folders. So one, you're going to call style guide. The second one, you're going to call guidelines. And the third one, you're going to call content. So once you have those, click into the folder that's called style guide. Inside of that folder, you're going to upload your personal brand style guide document that you just created. And then you're going to create 3 more folders as long as you have these things. If you don't have these things, then you don't need these folders. So the first one is logos. And then you're going to upload any logos, all the different versions you have of your logos inside of there. The second folder you're going to create is icons. If you have icons, you're going to upload those inside of that folder. And then a folder called favicons. If you created those, you're going to upload those inside of that folder. So in the style guide folder, you're going to have the folders logos, icons, favicons, and then you're going to have that PDF of personal brand style guide document. So all that in the style guide folder. Then if you back out, and if this is hard to follow along, just download the workbook because it's all written out in there. I know it's kind of confusing to listen to it, what I'm talking about. So when you back out into where you see the 3 folders, the style guide, guidelines, and content folders, you're going to now click into the guidelines folder. So in there, you're going to upload your personal brand guidelines document that you just created. You're going to create a document or upload your mood board. So if you created your mood board on Pinterest, I would just create a document or PDF that has a link to that mood board on Pinterest. You're going to upload your voice document from the voice day. You're going to upload your professional bio, the full version of it, and you're going to upload your writing style guide document from that day. So that folder, the guidelines folder, will have all your different guidelines. So anyone can go in there and know the mood of your brand, the voice, how to write in your brand voice, and it'll all be there, easy for them to access and use. And if you ever change anything, you'll be able to go in there, edit it, and change it from there. Then if you go back out to where you have those 3 main folders and we go into the content folder, this is where you're going to put all your content now and as you create content in the future. You'll continuously go back here and upload your content here. So inside your content folder, I want you to create a folder called photos, a folder called videos, a folder called graphics, and a folder called document templates. So in the photos one, you're going to obviously upload any photos that you have. I like to organize my photos by year and by photo shoot if I'm doing like actual photo shoots. If you're going through a bunch of old pictures, then maybe either just old or I also will do like candid photos as a folder, and that's like all the ones that are just not professional photos. And then you can also have one that's like headshots, or like these are my favorite photos to use for any type of like things I put on websites or brochures or things like that. Like I know one of my one-on-one clients, there are certain photos that he has that are just really great, specifically of him speaking. So then we will put all those ones in folders and in a folder, and we know that's the folder we share with people when they're working on his website or creating a PowerPoint for him speaking or a sales brochure, that type of thing. So you can also do that, just organize it in a way that makes sense for you. And as you start doing this and going through it, you'll realize that certain things might not make sense. So for example, with one of my clients, we organize it the same way that I organize my content, and that is by date. But then we want it to be able to use a lot of, he stopped doing photo shoots, so then we want it to be able to use a lot of old content. So then instead, now we're organizing it by photos that can be used on a blog, so they're more horizontal photos, and then photos that can be used for social media, so they're more vertical or square photos. So as you start actually getting in there and using this, you'll get a better idea of what makes sense for you. And then the same thing in the videos folder. You can either organize it by date or topic. If you're doing like, you have recordings of you delivering keynotes and then you have virtual keynotes, that might make sense. Or you might have a folder for Reels videos that are filmed horizontally. Or for example, like me doing this challenge, I have all of these videos and audios in one folder. Audio is another folder that you could add inside of here if you have a podcast or something like that. And then graphics is another folder in there. So that would be if you have any type of templates that you use over and over again. You can also, if you want to have like the editable version of what you created in Canva, you can create a PDF and then, or a Google document, and link those different ones. So kind of outside of this, I will also use monday.com, and I will create a document of kind of how to use a client's content and stay on brand for them. And then within that, I'll link to different things that are inside of the Google Drive or Dropbox, whatever you're using. So that's another option too. If you already use a project management platform, you can create something inside of there that then points to this brand kit. And that will also encourage you to continuously actually use it, right? And then the final folder in the content folder is document templates. So if you have a certain letterhead that you use, or you have branded thank you notes, or you have the digital version of your business cards, anything like that, then you could have that in there too. Or if you have another folder could be is if you do any type of physical merchandise, you might want to have a separate folder for that. So I used to work with a company that did shirts. So then they had all the files for their the graphics that they put on their shirts. So then that could be in a separate folder within the content folder as well. So I know it's a lot, but really think about kind of, if you haven't gone through the whole challenge, think about the elements that you feel like are missing or that would help you out the most to have them, and focus on getting those and getting them into your brand kit in an organized way. So for example, if when someone asks you, hey, what do you do? And you don't have a clear what to say, then I would go to where we wrote your social media bio, which was day 10, and I would do that so that you can clearly articulate who you are and what you do and how you're different, right? If you're, say, going to be speaking somewhere and they ask for a more professional bio of yours, then you can hop into the day 11 professional bio one. So you don't have to do everything up front unless you want to or you've been doing it. That's what I kind of like about how this is broken up, but you can go back and do different elements as you need them, or as you want to change them. Like say you decided you're tired of your brand colors and you want to go and change those, you can go back into that day and go through that training, or go through the recap training, download the workbook, and be able to go from there. So in tomorrow's training, or not tomorrow, the next full training, I am going to share with you exactly how to use this brand kit. I feel like it's going to be kind of a short one. And then I'm going to talk about next steps in the final training. I can't believe we're finally almost done. This took me so much longer than I expected it to, but I feel like I went a lot deeper on each topic than I originally planned on. So hopefully it is serving you and helpful. And I hope that this will help you like in years to come too, to be able to go back and use these different days for different things. So that is all that I have for now. Thank you so much for joining me as always, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.